Well, joined this morning, virtually though, to discuss the matter and more, Dr. Thomas Wilson Ikubese, former presidential aspirant and convener of the Yes We Fit revolutionary movement. Good morning. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Good morning, Chamberlain. Good morning, Maokwe. Good morning, Nigerians.
So quite a few things going on. Before we even get to that of the Senate, those defections going back and forth, where you are in Akure, Ondo State, you heard about that decision of the courts about the governor not being eligible or stopping him from vying for another term. Even though many thought, well, it's as clear as day that, was he considering going for another term? What's the mood where you are now? What do you understand, from the background? What do you think of that?
Thank you very much, Chamberlain. Well, I think the matter is clear right from the onset. Section 182, subsection 3, as amended, of the Nigerian Constitution clearly stipulates that if you occupy an executive office, that you complete the tenure of one, you are only eligible to contest not more than once. Okay, it means you cannot occupy that office more than twice. You can't be sworn in more than twice. And Governor Aiyedatiwa was sworn in first following the demise of Governor Akeredolu on the 27th of December 2023. And then again he was sworn in when he put up himself for election and was elected into that office on the 24th of February 2024. 2025, just last year here. So we can see that obviously he's been sworn in twice. So there is no way that he could have contested election again, because that means that he would be exceeding the limit of the Constitution that caps executive office at 8 years. And I'm glad that the matter has been put to rest, because it's been a kind of distraction all along that Governor Aiyedatiwa is going to run for election again. No, he's not going to run. He's having friction with this because he wants to run and this one doesn't want to run. So it's been a huge distraction. And personally, I'm glad that this matter has been put to rest so Mr. Governor can face governance squarely. Yesterday, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Adeniyo, mentioned he issued a release, and in the release he clearly stipulated, he stated very clearly that at no time did Mr. Governor say he was going to run for election. At no time did he campaign. And truly, if you ask that question, has he put up himself for campaign? Has he ever said he was going to run for election in the coming gubernatorial election? There is even no timetable for that election yet. So for me, that was an unnecessary distraction, and the matter has been put to rest so Mr. Governor can clearly and squarely face the governance of Ondo State.
Well, some people will say maybe not so much a distraction, because the governor was on the sister program Politics Today last night, and his response was not very straightforward as to, I was not even thinking about it, and that never crossed my mind because it's already in the Constitution. That wasn't his response. His response was, my lawyers are going to take a look at it and we'll decide what we're going to do about it. I'm just a year in office. That has not exactly, it was something to that effect, more or less like, I've just clocked a year in office. I have not yet thought about it, but my lawyers will be taking a look at this and seeing what the next step will be, something to that effect. So some people will say it does appear that maybe indeed that was in the offing and they just wanted that clarity. It doesn't appear that this has now been put to rest, so to speak. From the look of things, we still have to wait on the lawyers for them to give us clarity on whether they're going to be proceeding to the Court of Appeal or whether they would advise the governor not to.
Yeah, so if you ask me, I think I welcome that opinion of Mr. Governor if he wants to push it further to see proper interpretation to the judgment, because according to the Chief Press Secretary, what he said was that he was studying the judgment, and that is in the Constitution. You cannot twist the Constitution, but if after studying the judgment, if Mr. Governor decides that he wants to take it up to the Supreme Court to me, again, that will be welcome because, again, it creates an antecedent. When judgments come out of the Supreme Court, it becomes a law. But interestingly, we already have a law here in the Constitution. So I don't think we should preempt Mr. Governor. There's nothing wrong if anyone says, I want to look at the judgment and how it goes. But again, like the Chief Press Secretary mentioned yesterday, at no time did he say he was going to run for election. So I think I'd rather want to leave it at that. And let's see what move Mr. Governor will make next. But whatever move comes out of this judgment, I think it would be in the interest of strengthening democracy in Nigeria.
I don't know what the lawyers want to look at again. He's not eligible. The court has ruled. What is he saying? Even if you're 1 month in office, the law is the law, Mr. Governor. I don't understand this.
Yeah,
but Dr. Wilson, the National Assembly, this back and forth. I mean, you have not been sworn in at all yourself. What's going on? You've just taken a back seat, vying for anything? What's going on with you?
Yeah, Chamberlain, after the 1999 attempt, me at running for the office of the president, I learned quite a number of things. And I also came to realize that it's not everyone that says they want a new Nigeria that actually want a new Nigeria. Some are just looking for appointments. Some just want to be seen, some just want to be noticed, some want to use it as a template to achieve something else. So I've learned a lot from that, and that's why I'm taking my time to enhance that when next you see me out there, you will be certain that this is what I'm standing for, this is what I'm gunning for. And for me, governance has always been about the interest of the people. Well, politics is about interest across board, but it should be about the interest of the people. So personally, I'm by the sideline at the moment, taking my time, building capacity, and when next you see me come out, Chamberlain, you can be sure it's going to be a bomb.
You've been disappointed by certain persons who perhaps you all were trying to push a certain narrative together to see how you could throw your hat in the ring and contribute your lot. But when they got appointments, they said, well, goodbye, gentlemen. I think I have to take a break. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You can't ever be disappointed in politics because in politics, anything can happen. As a matter of fact, you should be ready for the worst when you are vying for political office. But what I'm just saying there is that, I've come to see that it's not everyone that says, I want a new Nigeria, that truly wants a new Nigeria. There are people that want something for themselves.
What happened?
There are people that look for. Come again, I didn't hear that.
What happened? Why do you say so we can understand the background?
Yes, because it was an experience, and experience, they say, is the best teacher. A situation where you have a group of people and you have a common interest, and everyone believes that, okay, this is our goal, to change the status quo, and then you find a situation where you join the status quo and you've not made even any attempt at changing the status quo. Now, let me say this, Chamberlain. Personally, I do not have a disdain for people joining one political party or joining another political party. The question is, what is your goal of going into that office in the first place? And when you get there, what changes are you going to effect? Can you effect any change when giving that appointment? That should be the first question. So if you are given an appointment at the state level, at the federal level, at the local government level, the question you should ask before you take up that appointment is, if I occupy this office, can I make any positive change that will affect the life of Nigerians for good? If the answer is no, don't bother taking the appointment. So if you take that appointment, you are taking it because you are sure that when you get in there, you will effect a positive change in the life of Nigerians. That's very germane. So, but when you now get in there, you occupy your office, spend some months or some years, as the case may be, and you come out without effecting any change. It means you are not better than those who are there. It means the change, the new Nigeria you've been shouting, is just a charade and nothing else than you wanting to go in there and make some money for yourself and make some visibility for yourself. And for me, that is a no-no.
All right, at least you have to keep making your strides in your medical field. Dr. Thomas Wilson Ikubese, former presidential aspirant and convener, Yes, We Fit Revolutionary Movement. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.